As a behavioral health technician at Emend Healthcare, you are the closest person to the clients. You are the eyes and ears of the facility, and often the very first to notice when something isn't right. In a dynamic clinical environment, you process a constant stream of interactions, behaviors, and shifting moods. You have to observe rapidly and accurately. But when something unusual or potentially dangerous happens, human nature often kicks in with some highly unhelpful instincts. First is the novelist instinct. This is the urge to over-dramatize an event, fill in the blanks with your own assumptions, or add editorial commentary when writing down what happened. Then there's the detective instinct. If you suspect a client is facing abuse or human trafficking, it is incredibly tempting to try and investigate the situation yourself before telling anyone. Finally, the ostrich instinct. This is the comforting, but entirely false, assumption that someone else on the floor has surely noticed the issue and will handle the paperwork. At Emend, you must actively override all three of these urges. Under California law, the duty to report suspected abuse or safety incidents is a personal, non-transferable obligation. You cannot pass it off, and you cannot try to solve it on your own. Let's look at how this works on the floor. Imagine a client falls in the hallway. Your immediate response is purely clinical. You secure the client, provide support, and administer first aid. Once they are safe, the novelist instinct might tell you to wait until the end of your shift to write a long story about why you think they fell. Emend's protocol demands the exact opposite. You file an incident report immediately, and you only record the objective facts. You strip away all opinions, assumptions, and editorializing. If you didn't actually see the client trip over their shoelaces, you don't write that they tripped over their shoelaces. You write that you found them on the floor. These clean, objective data points feed directly into Emend's quarterly risk management system. Stripping the emotion and guesswork out of your reports is the exact mechanism that allows the facility to track real patterns, adjust safety protocols, and prevent that same accident from happening to someone else. The stakes elevate significantly when dealing with potential harm or exploitation. Suppose a client discloses ongoing abuse of their child at home, or you notice indicators of human trafficking, like a companion controlling their ID and phone, while the client gives noticeably scripted answers. This is where you must suppress the detective instinct. Never attempt to investigate the abuse yourself, and never confront a suspected trafficker. Instead, maintain your empathy, protect the client's confidentiality, and escalate the situation directly to the clinical director or their designee. In California, you are a mandated reporter for suspected child, elder, or dependent adult abuse. Once you notify the clinical director, they join you in the reporting chain to contact the appropriate state agency. This external report must be made by phone within 24 hours. The agency requires 3 specific pieces of information: the person's name, their location, and the nature and extent of the injury. Only after that external phone call is made do you complete an internal imminent incident report to document the event. By escalating the issue rather than investigating it yourself, you legally protect the client and preserve the integrity of the official state agency. Your duty also extends to the physical safety and professional conduct of your environment. This includes dealing with an escalating, threatening visitor in the lobby or a coworker making unwelcome, harassing comments. If a visitor becomes aggressive, workplace violence prevention guidelines require a strict boundary. Never engage physically, and do not try to act like a hero. The correct response is to maintain a safe distance, de-escalate only if it is entirely safe to do so, and immediately call for help or 911. When it comes to harassment, whether sexual or otherwise, Emend maintains a zero-tolerance policy. You have a fundamental right to a workplace free of intimidation. If you experience or witness harassment, report it through standard management channels or HR without any fear of retaliation. Strict adherence to these conduct boundaries ensures a controlled environment where both staff and clients can focus on recovery. Ultimately, the overarching rule of this facility is simple. If you suspect abuse or neglect, you report it. That duty belongs to you alone. When documenting an incident, stick exclusively to the objective facts and file the report immediately. When facing potential violence or signs of trafficking, recognize the early warning signs, prioritize physical safety, and escalate. If you're ever unsure whether an event meets the criteria for a report, ask your supervisor, but under no circumstances do you ever sit on a suspicion of abuse. These reporting protocols are active, legal mechanisms that protect lives, enforce accountability, and secure the facility. Thank you for doing your part to keep Emend Healthcare safe.